87 miles traveled, 20 kilowatt hours used, and my efficiency seems to be pretty good. So 4.36 miles per kilowatt hour is pretty darn efficient, especially given that I had the cruise control set at 74 miles per hour. And for a short stretch there, it was even set to 77 miles per hour. So driving at what I would consider to be normal highway speeds, getting that type of efficiency with a 90 plus kilowatt hour battery, from a usability standpoint, that's over 390 miles of range. I'm pretty happy with that. The rated EPA mileage for the vehicle with these wheels is 377. Hey, welcome back to the EVOG channel. I'm Brian G, the EVOG, and you're joining me here in the cockpit of Dragonfly. This is our 2025 Lucid Air Touring, and we've had this car. Tomorrow will be exactly 2 weeks, but because I was out of town, this is my 5th day actually in the car, and it's got 274 miles on the odometer. For today's video, I'm going to document and share my experience of road tripping this vehicle. Last night I charged it up to 80%, and it's got an indicated range at 80% of 320 miles. So it's indicating a range of just over 400 miles, despite this not having the smaller 19-inch stock wheels. This vehicle actually has the 20-inch aero wheels. And that's what the indicated range is. We'll see what type of efficiency I get. But not a terribly long trip, but very much looking forward to getting this thing out on the road. I'm curious to see what my experience is like, since it does not have lane centering, believe it or not, in what's called Dream Drive Premium. You need Dream Drive Pro in order to get that and some other ADAS features. So I'm curious to see what that experience is going to be like, and I'll share that with you. But let's take a look at the trip computer. I haven't even looked at that yet. So let's discover together where that is and what that looks like, and so we can get things set up to capture all the details on this trip. So the first thing I notice is that my destination, which I sent from my phone, is right here. So I just go ahead and select that.
Head towards Craddock Street.
And it is
After
going
half a mile,
to
turn right.
set up the details of how we get there. Of the pilot panel is what this thing's called. You've got trip right there. And right now it's showing me since the last charge. I charged it overnight, so since last charge is reset. And I guess this is since I've owned the vehicle, right? Both trip A and trip B. So what I'm going to do is let trip B stay, and I'm going to go to trip A and reset that as well. I don't anticipate doing any sort of charging here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what type of statistics we get. I am not seeing, oh, there it is. I'm currently getting 3.23 miles per kilowatt hour, and I have used to this point 85 kilowatt hours over the course of those 274.3 miles that the vehicle's been driven. And for this trip, It's indicating just an hour and 27 minutes to go 86.5 miles. So that's the one-way look at this trip. I'm going to drive in smooth. So if I come back here to the home screen on the pilot panel, that's the default setting. So stick with me as we go ahead and document this.
Yeah, tell them we're getting ready to go win the tournament. Because you know what?
That's right. Joe and I are going to go win the tournament with Genesis, but it looks like both sets of golf clubs fit. Full disclosure, we had to pull out Joe's driver and just put it on top. But let's see if it closes. How about that? 2 sets of golf clubs fit. And I struggle to do that in the trunk of the Model S, even though it's got the, you know, hatchback. All right. And I think if we really wanted to, we could fit another set up here, assuming the bag is smaller. Because I put my bag in here last night and it was able to fit, you know, just on this top portion. Yeah, but this area, you know, just isn't big enough for the butt of the bag to go in. So a smaller Sunday bag type golf bag would fit just fine. Well, I've just completed the first leg of this road trip to Delaware, and the ride quality was sublime. This thing just sits on the road, eats up all of the imperfections. Ride quality, amazing. And the efficiency is also really good. Yeah, the main thing about road tripping is that lack of lane centering. There is no auto steer or lane centering, so you know, there is lane departure assist, right? So if I start to drift out of the lane, the car will nudge me back in, but it doesn't steer, it doesn't lane keep. And so that's my biggest concern and biggest hope, is that that'll be added to Dream Drive Premium via over-the-air software update. I mean, the car has the ability to auto park, both in terms of parallel parking and perpendicular parking. So I really don't think it's much of a stretch to add auto steer, lane centering capabilities with the current hardware stack on this vehicle. But I'm not an engineer. I don't know how factual those statements are. But that's my hope. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they can add that functionality. We started out with 320 by the time I was ready to pull out of my driveway miles of range, and we drove call it 87 miles. So let's come down here and get a look at the efficiency. 87 miles traveled, 20 kilowatt hours used, and my efficiency seems to be pretty good. So 4.36 miles per kilowatt hour is pretty darn efficient, especially given that I had the cruise control set at 74 miles per hour. And for a short stretch there was even set to 77 miles per hour. So driving at what I would consider to be normal highway speeds, getting that type of efficiency with a 90 plus kilowatt hour battery, from a usability standpoint, that's over 390 miles of range. I'm pretty happy with that. The rated EPA mileage for the vehicle with these wheels is 377. So that's pretty darn good. Oh, and the creature comforts of these massaging seats is unreal. To be able to use this and go from different massage styles. It also allows me to play with the heated seat and heat up the back and not the seat, right? The temperature right now is 82 degrees, right? So I don't necessarily want a heated seat, but I do like the comfort of a warm back, particularly as I'm being massaged. So that's phase one of this trip. I'm pretty happy with it so far, with the exception of the lack of lane centering or auto steer. We'll see what the second half of this trip has in store. Brian G here, jumping in from the future. The second half of the road trip from Delaware back to Maryland was sabotaged. We ended up having both a tornado warning and a tornado watch and torrential rainfall the entire journey back from Newark Country Club back to Silver Spring, Maryland. So in those conditions and with the resulting traffic, the efficiency of the vehicle went from the 4.36 that you saw way down under 3, which really wasn't representative of how the vehicle road trips. So I didn't bother to include that in the video. So what I wanted to convey is, in normal driving and weather conditions, as you guys saw, this vehicle was able to deliver 4.36 miles per kilowatt hour, and that's driving normally with my cruise control set between 74 for the most part, and occasionally it's 77 on that ride from Silver Spring out to Newark, Delaware. So the efficiency on this thing is really good. The driving dynamics and driving comfort of the vehicle is second to none. It was such a smooth, comfortable ride that Joe and I really had a good time road tripping the vehicle. I can see, though, that not having lane centering, auto steer is going to be an issue for the longer trips from Silver Spring to Cape Cod and back, right? I wanted a driver's car. The Lucid Air is every bit a driver's car, but for those longer trips, that's where Dream Drive Pro would come in really handy. I don't have that, and so I'm hopeful, as I said earlier, that they're going to add some form of lane centering to the current Dream Drive Premium system, which would make it super comfortable. So that was the experience of my initial road trip, almost 200 miles round trip in the Lucid Air. But comment below what questions you guys have, what type of content you'd like to see me create and share about this new EV number 10 for us. And if you've watched to this point, I really appreciate you guys joining me for this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll look forward to catching you on the next one.